everybody. I am not Ellie from Nourishment Redacted. As you can see, Ellie had something come up and she couldn't make it this evening. But welcome anyways to Lioness Lifestyle Live. I am Cristie from Meeting Wellness. And as always, it's so nice to meet with all of you this evening. This is a show where we honor a keto, carnivore, or meat-based woman. And that woman gets to share their experience, their healing journey to inspire and to bring our community together. We've all been inspired by someone's story, and we believe here at Lioness Lifestyle that it's sharing these stories is one of the very best ways to help people who are sick and without hope.
And I am Adrian from Adrian K. Gledhill, BiggestLoserCarnivore. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We want this place to be where we can lift each other up and show that healing through diet can be helpful. Please get your questions ready for our amazing guest. If you could put a QQQ or question in front, we'll be sure to get it to her.
Absolutely. We're so excited to talk to her this evening. But before we do that, it is time for this week's Roar of the Week. And this Roar of the Week is from Carnivore Muscle, aka Jonathan. Jonathan, if you're watching, hi, congratulations on being the Roar of the Week. And he said about last week's show, he was actually catching the replay. So listening this morning, sorry again, guys, he missed it the week before too. I love the intro. It's pretty cool. I love our intro too. I think it's pretty cool too. So thank you so much, Jonathan. If you want to be next week's Roar of the Week, we would love to hunt through any comments you leave down below after the show is over. And we will choose one to shout out on next week's show.
Well, lions and lionesses, I am so excited about tonight's guest. She puts the friend in friendship, she puts the meat in meetup, and she is the wonderful Karen Miles.
Well, hello, Karen. Welcome to Lioness Lifestyle Live. We are so happy that you're here with us this evening. And we always love to have our guests start out by just telling us about your healing journey. How did you get from where you were to where you are today and your current way of eating?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Karen Miles. Thanks for having me on, Adrian and Cristie. I appreciate that. I've been carnivore. It'll be 5 years next month. In less than a month, it'll be 5 years. So I'm really excited about that. I did low carb for 2 years and 3 months prior to doing carnivore. And I found a lot of healing in that. I got off my blood pressure medicine. I got off my the cholesterol meds. I got off my CPAP machine. I was doing well, but I was still was cheating. I was still going to the Mexican restaurant and having the chips, having many more fruits than I should be eating, having a little bit of dessert here and there, a little too much dessert at other times, which I shouldn't. So I was never a really great low carber. I was a decent low carber, but not a great low carber. So I was feeling good, low carb, eating all the things, making keto treats, using the almond flour and making different things. Those fat bombs, I was all about those. Oh man, I'd make them once a week and have enough for the whole week or less than a week. And I was doing all the things. And it was 5 years coming up to this Thanksgiving that really flipped the switch for me. So 5 years ago, this Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving's next week, right? So I was planning, we were having guests stay with us. We were having a father and son from China stay with us. Now, it's just my husband and I at the house. We have 2 grown sons that are out of the house already. So we were going to have this visitor to spend the Thanksgiving holiday. We've been doing this for 20-something years. When my kids were little, Adrian, you're maybe a little older than your kids, we had people come stay with us. Every Thanksgiving, we were involved in this program. I loved it so much. I was a volunteer, and I'd go to Chicago, 2.5-hour bus trip to pick these people up, to bring them back. It was a year-long program that was only Thanksgiving weekend, but I was passionate about it. So anyway, we have these people, father and son, going to stay with us. So I thought, Thanksgiving, I have anywhere from 25 to 35 to 40 family members at my house a lot of times. So I have these 2 extra people. So of course they buy extra food. So there's some bread, a bread called panettone bread. Have you ladies ever heard of it? Put it in the chat box if you ever heard of panettone bread, people. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever, you too? No, Adrian? A lot of people have it. It comes in a box usually, sometimes a bag, but mostly a box. It's an Italian bread. It's got chocolate chips in it, and then there's another flavor that's got almost like fruit cake filling, fruit in it, but not gross like a fruit cake. It's really delicious. It's a delicious cake. It's like 2 pounds. It's real big. And it's pretty darn tasty. Well, I bought it and I figured, well, I'm not going to eat that. I'm doing low carb. Oh, maybe I'll eat this a little bit. And I had some little bit. And then, come on, Johnny and the kid, eat it. I'm telling Jeff and the father and son, and they're not eating as much as I want them to eat. I'm like, oh, yeah, Bruce likes panettone bread. Attaboy. Don't eat it now, though. So anyway, it was like, oh, it's so stinking good. And I kept on eating it. And 2 pounds. Who's going to eat it? Jeff doesn't love it. And these other two are not eating it as fast as I wanted to. So I'm eating. I mean, a few days later, a 2 pound loaf is gone. And I ate probably 90% of it. Well, it was really, it did a number on me. My joints felt it right away. Now, pre-low carb, I was always inflamed. My joints hurt me and stuff. When I did low carb, my joints got a lot better. But I was still doing all these little cheats, so they weren't perfect. Well, when I ate that bread, it hit me hard. My joints, my knees would just kill me. I mean, my joints, my hips, my back, my shoulders when I slept, my knees when I would play pickleball. I love playing pickleball. I play at least 3 times a week. I used to play 5 days a week for a while, but I've got a little busy. Anyway, I used to have to take ibuprofen before I played. I had to take ibuprofen at night because my knees hurt me so bad. So when I did, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I ate that bread and my body started just killing me. And I couldn't even walk. My one ankle was killing me so badly. And I kept on watching Dr. Berry, Dr. Berg, all these low carb keto people. And Dr. Berry kept on mentioning carnivore. And what did I say? I said, just like Maria said, and Bruce and Booby and Josephine say, if you're carnivore, I know Maria is. Hi, Maria. I'm like, how can these people just eat meat? Who eats just meat? What are they, nuts? I know you all thought of it, all you carnivores. And I said, I'm going to give it a try. He talked about this Kelly Hogan girl. Who's this Kelly Hogan? I looked her up. She didn't have My Zero Carb Life YouTube. No, she didn't. I had to go find her on other people's YouTube. So I looked her up. I'm like, there's a woman that does it. All right, I'm going to do it. And I started eating it. And in 3 days, that joint pain I had for 3 weeks and my ankle was totally gone. I had it for 3 weeks and it went away in 3 days. I'm like, holy cow. If this could help my joint pain, what else could help? My shoulders were better. My hips were better. Bruce, yeah, I thought it was a hoax when I first heard about carnivore. Who eats just meat? No way. I mean, the dairy sounded good, but all that other stuff. So I jumped in and that got better. My whole body got better. I slept better because I wasn't tossing and turning with my shoulders, my hips, and my back. Like I said, low carb helped, but it did not help. Booby, goats, 3 days for you, your joint pain. I just was on Facebook talking to I'm in Kelly Hogan's group, and somebody said 4 days. I'm thinking to myself, yes, I was 1 day sooner. I'm very competitive. Anyway, so I just was so happy. I felt so much better. And everything else started feeling better on my body. And sleep is like joint pain and sleep. I could do anything I want with my grandkids. I did it before, but I did it with pain and I did it slower. I'm very active. I play pickleball. I bike. I snowshoe in the winter. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, I am. I bike well. I kayak. I have a group called the Yak Sisters. YAK Sisters. Find us on Facebook. And we've had people all around the world kayak with us that are in town. They hear about us. International people, they come kayak with us. And we have a great group that goes out at least once a week. And we have offshoots. We do all these other fun things. But I used to do all that in pain, and I'm not in pain anymore. Yeah. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And you're sticking to it. Okay. Well, we're going to dig into your story a little bit more. So you said you were low carb for, did you say 2.5 years? But kind of like a dirty low carb. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years and 3 months. So I always wanted to buy a Keto Mojo or what do I have now? I don't use Keto Mojo. I use something else. I can't think of it. But anyway, so I always wanted one. I'm like, Karen, you're not going to spend that $100 till you get clean 2 weeks, and then you can do it. I never could do it. I didn't cheat badly. I didn't cheat a whole meal, but I would cheat. I would maybe have some cookies. I made a little bit. And I'm like, nope, you're not getting it. And guess what? I never got it till a couple years ago when I was carnivore. Now I have it. And I check.
Okay. So when you were low carb, did you notice benefits like before that, were you standard American? And what benefits did you notice going from standard American to, let's say, like a dirty low carb with cheats here and there? Were there health benefits to doing that? Like, why did you stick to that so long?
I lost weight. That was a main benefit I really, really knew about. And I could go upstairs, no problem. But losing weight was good. My joint pain was better, but not like it is now. I mean, I was just saying something to my husband. We were driving somewhere, and he reached back to get something in the back seat. And he's carnivore now. He's been carnivore for 4 months. I said, Jeff, I remember if I had to say I was stopped, and I reached back in my back seat to get something, and I would like kill my shoulder. Like I couldn't do it. I would almost have to stop and get out of my car because my shoulder would like lock up. And it would be really bad. And he went and did it the other day too. I said, you couldn't do that before when you were in carnivore. It would just kill your shoulders. I said, you're right. And it's amazing what it does for our joint pain. It's amazing.
So do people that are in your region do this with you, or how have you been able to continue doing this?
Yeah, that's really funny because my husband started 4 months ago. Why didn't he start 4.5 years ago after seeing me after 6 months? I don't know why, but he's doing it now. He got diagnosed with cancer this summer. And when we were getting out of the hospital, he said, Karen, I'm going to eat like you. I said, eat like me? What do you mean, low carb? So I'm thinking he's not going to eat carb. No, eat like you. I'm going to eat carnivore. I said, what? He said, yep. I'm tired of this. I want to get rid of this pain. I don't want to do it. And he went right. He walked out of the hospital. I actually went to Mission Barbecue, if anybody knows Mission Barbecue. And we had a carnivore meal. That was his first meal. He cheated 2 times. It was the second day we got home from the hospital after spending 5 days in there. Our 2 sons came over in the family. My granddaughter, who was 8, 9 at the time, made a homemade ice cream cake. And my sons did not know that we were doing carnivore yet, nor did my daughter-in-laws. They come over with this homemade ice cream cake. Grandpa, look what I made. I'm like, oh. So Jeff was sitting right there, and here's the kitchen. I'm right there. And she brings him the first piece and puts it down. Here you go, Grandpa. And he looks at me like, what am I to do? I said, go ahead and enjoy it. I'm saying, go ahead. I said, eat it. So I said, we will talk about this tomorrow. We'll talk about this later. And then we sat at this table with my 2 sons, me and my 2 sons. Everybody else was in the other room. And I told them, I said, hey, Dad's going carnivore. It's his choice. We're not bringing this stuff in the house anymore. Please don't bring desserts. We're having a big party with 35 people. You can bring dessert. But if it's just us, please do not bring dessert. Both of their women make amazing desserts. Please don't bring them anymore. Even though the granddaughter made it, Jane made it, we can't do that anymore. I'm thinking to myself, this is only the first day we're doing this. Is he going to stick with it? I don't know, but I want to set the platform that he's going to stick with it. 4 months later, and he cheated the next day. So 2 cheats in 4 months. He'll tell you too. He went to a truck show with my son. He's got a lot of the day. And we talked about some of the foods he could eat before, when he's at the truck show. And he came home and said, what'd you have for lunch? He said, a ribeye sandwich. I said, great. You threw away the bun? He said, no, Karen, how am I supposed to eat it? Of course I ate the bun. I'm like, Jeff, we got to talk. Just eat it with your hands.
I was going to say, I'm not above. I have been known to go to my car and eat my picanha with my hands.
Oh, heck yeah. It's a handwich. Cristie,
That's it.
Sandwich.
You got to do what
Yeah.
you got to do.
Yeah.
But you know what? Good for him for sticking to it for 4 months. Has he noticed any benefits on, you know, in the 4 months that he's been doing it that's helped him after those initial 2 cheats but that was at the very beginning. That was like the first 2 days. So
yes.
how has he been able to stick to it since then for the 4 months? What benefits has he been experiencing?
He's doing great. So he had these shoulder problems. He played pickleball with me, but he hated me bossing around. Get that ball, move up, move back. He's like, okay, I'm done. But anyway, he was really done because his shoulder was bothering him. It was bothering him. He couldn't even really lift his arms that much. His shoulders were killing him. So he stopped. I took over his paddle. I bought him a nicer paddle than me. So I took over his when he quit. But anyway, both shoulders. He probably needed rotator cuff shoulder surgery in both shoulders. He was a truck driver and he threw chains and straps over his load. Those chains are heavy. Those tarps are heavy. And he just jacked up his shoulders. And guess what? He couldn't lift his shoulders like this. He could lift his arms up like this now. And I just was talking to the doctor about it. I said, Doc, he can lift his arms up over his shoulders. And his chemo treatment didn't give him that healing. It's the carnivore. And this is the same doctor. It's my doctor. It said it's that carnivore that allows him to lift his arms over his shoulders. And he went carnivore so he wasn't in pain anymore because he's got prostate cancer that metastasized to his spine and his lymph nodes down there. And he was in excruciating pain for months and months and months. His back. And he's not in any pain anymore. Is it all carnivore? I don't know. It could be some of the steroids he's taken too. But thank you. I'm praising God about that because he's not in pain.
That is amazing. Now,
he had some probably you know, you have high glucose and you get those skin tags. Some skin tags. No more. Skin tags fell off. His glucose is high. But I'll tell you what, doing the meds he's on and the chemo, his glucose shot way up because I did out of pocket continuous glucose monitor. One of my friends paid for the first month for me because I was saying how I was so disappointed. I would test him every now and then, and we got him on that so we could really watch. And I think that really helped him stay on a low carb because he wants to keep the glucose down. I say high glucose is terrible for sugar, for cancer. It feeds it. You don't want high glucose because I listened to Dr. Seafried and dug into that whole deal. So he's really monitoring that. Now we pay out of pocket for that. But last time we went to the doctor, he's had 4 of his 6 chemo treatments. He's got another one coming up Monday, and his last one's in January. January. So I said, I asked the doctor, I said, Doc, every time he gets his chemo treatment, I said, is there glucose in that bag? Is there sugar in that bag? No, because he gets a drip. I said, there's steroids in that bag. I know that. Can we cut those steroids out? Karen, I really, really, really want him to have those steroids. Can we lessen them? Guess what? They dropped it in half. They cut it in half. He said, let's see how he does. I said, okay, and I'm praying. Please don't be in pain please don't be in pain. Guess what? And his glucose did not go as high as it did. It stayed high for days after his getting his, like 250. We wanted under 100. And it was like 250. I'm like, for like days till all that crap got out of the system. So yes, Tammy, his PSA score dropped. When he went in the hospital in July, it was 550-ish, 550. They tested like 2 months after, and it dropped to like half, like 250. And we were in the doctor's office, and I jumped up and down like 250. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm slapping Jeff 5. I'm slapping Dr. 5. She's looking at me. We've never been to this doctor before. She's a physician's assistant. She looks at me. And I said, you wonder why I'm jumping for joy, but it got cut in half. It was 550. She said, now I know why you're happy. And now last month, it was 6.9 and 6.4. So I think they might do it again Monday. So it's 6. Then like it under 4 or below, it was 550, 250. Now 6.9, now 6.4 last time. So I'm excited. Is it still in the spine? I don't know. At one point, are we going to check it? I don't know. But he's not in any pain. So I don't care. I mean, he's not in any pain. Thank you, Lord.
That is amazing. What are his favorite foods? I can imagine that it actually wasn't that hard for him to become carnivore because you are an amazing cook.
Thanks. Well, I can talk about favorite foods. Bring me back to that, Adrian. But when Adrian came to visit me, she was in like a 3-week sardine fast or something like that, right? 2-week sardine. You were fasting. So eating sardines all day. So I have a cake plate over there. And on the cake plate, I had like 6 different kinds of sardines, 2 and 3 thick for some of them. So instead of a cake plate, a cake like I would serve a guest? Heck no. I had a plate of sardines. But the day she came to my house, she decided to forget that sardine fast, and we ate other food, didn't we?
Well, she was making those amazing egg pancakes. I forget what else you made, but it was amazing. My whole family was like, why doesn't Adrian cook like this? Because we brought the boys to her house and everything. Karen showed me how to mouth tape.
Oh, mouth. Yes.
And honestly, you guys, I've been wearing my blue blockers, but we're moving right now and I cannot find them. But I started wearing them after I hung out with you.
Cool. I usually have them on at night.
The mouth tape is surprisingly comforting, like a blanket. I don't know how to explain it.
It's like nice. A weighted blanket, only it's on your lips.
Yes.
So if I get up to go to the bathroom, I'll like peel it off on my upper lip. Every husband's dream, mouth tape. Yeah. But you know what? Where I did it because I used to use a CPAP machine, and I took myself off of it. My friend that's in that health field, Karen, you shouldn't do that. You better go to the doctor and get tested. I'm like, sure, okay, I'll get on that. No, I'm not. But anyway, I did snort every now and then, so I knew I was still breathing like I shouldn't be breathing. So I did the mouth tape. But let me tell you, I would put it like this. For the longest time, I'd put it up and down and vertically instead of horizontally. And I thought that little bit of tape is fine. I can still breathe if I need to. And Jeff is deaf in one ear and he snores sometimes, but he's better. He's been better lately. So anyway, he doesn't hear me or anything. So I had a little sleepover with some carnivores a few months ago in Central Illinois, my Midwest peeps, I call them. And I was sleeping with my buddy Amy Dave, if you know Amy B. Not Meat and Coffee Buzz Amy, but the other Amy. She's like, Karen, you snore. I said, no, I don't snore. She said, I recorded you. And she played it back for, there were like 6 of us, played it back for all of us in the morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess I better start doing this with my tape. So now I do mouth tape like this. Yeah, I'm busted in meat wellness, busted. So now I do the whole piece like this.
I'm just going to show a couple of the Midwest ladies.
Oh, yeah. There's Adrian in there, too, right in the middle. Those are my Midwest peeps. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Karen makes the best coffee in the world, too. Just the right amount of cream. Not too much, just the right amount of the good cream.
And then I like to put little chocolate sprinkles from, like, Elements on top. And I see your company, your Salty chocolate now. Salty's got the chocolate now.
I'm telling you, the salty chocolate is such a better flavor. It's so good.
Really? I love
Not that I'm drinking it right now.
Hey, Bruce, my husband doesn't want to do mouth tape either. He's got a mustache. But Bruce, when I get off this, I'll look it up. Kelly Hogan talks about it. But Tammy, do you know what it is? That mouth tape, it's really big and it's blue and it covers your whole mouth. And I can't remember what it's called.
Don't get the wrong tape like I did because I thought I was getting the same stuff Karen was using, but it was so stuck to my mouth that when I went to pull it off, I like ripped skin off.
Yeah, you got to really be careful what it is. So what I do a lot of times, I'll put on my hands and lift it off a couple of times to release some of that tape. I could put it in the YouTube chat, the brand I use, and it's not that expensive. It lasts months. Do
you know if that'll help with HVR? I've been getting a really bad HVR score for months.
What's HVR? What's HVR?
Heart rate variability. I apparently have no variability, and that causes stress on your body, which is why I wake up tired, But I haven't been mouth taping.
Is it helping? Oh, you haven't tested since then?
No.
So it helps.
I guess I'll have to put it on and check my Garmin. Let you guys know.
Yeah. And put it in the shower. It helps with mouth. It helps with leg cramps, I was told, for many people. That's why I did it, because I still get leg cramps. I've been getting leg cramps for over 7 months. When I first started low carb, I started that. Of course, when I was pregnant, I got them too. But I'd have to jump up out of bed. So here's my tricks. So first thing I do, if I get a cramp, I suck in my abdominal muscles. Sometimes sucking in my abs makes the cramp go away. Sometimes I breathe, calm down again. I'll do some deep breaths. If that doesn't work, thank you, Cindy Vonk, PAP MD. Cindy turned on Kelly Hogan to PAP MD. Thank you very much, Cindy Vonk. That's the mouth tape we were referring to. That's the big stuff for mustache and beards, okay? That's the good stuff. The big stuff. My other stuff's in the other room. But shoot, what was I just talking about? Oh, so then sometimes if it's bad, I can't breathe through it or suck in my abs, I jump out of bed and I stand on my foot, and that helps me get the cramps, makes it go away. But sometimes I get them in my thigh. My thigh is a killer. I can't suck it out. I can't suck it in my abs. I can't stand up. When I travel, I put mustard packets on my bedside. It's in my shower kit. And I put them on my nightstand. I don't have them on my nightstand in my house. I walk into the kitchen, which when I have gotten them continuous, then I put the mustard in there, and then it scares them away. But I have to take a teaspoon or two of mustard, and that makes it go, that bad thigh cramp, go away. Those are my leg cramps tips. I hope you don't get them. I've tried it all. I've tried no salt. I've tried a mother load of salt. I've tried the electrolytes. I've tried so many things. I still get them. And I'm sure I had seed oils the other day, because I went out to a restaurant with friends and I had chicken wings. I know they were fried in seed oils. And I didn't get cramps that night. I got them the next night. But yeah, that's my cramp situation. Was I supposed to be talking about something before we got on that tangent?
No, Adrian, it's your question. She just kept talking, but it's your question if you have one. Otherwise, I have one.
Oh, you go for it. I feel like this whole time has just been the Adrian and Karen show, because I love Karen so much. And you guys, when she talks about these things, I've met her in real life. She actually religiously does these things. And that's why Karen has such great energy. She has this energy in real life. You know, what did you just turn 60, did you say?
65.
65. Wow. And you're out kayaking, and you're pickleballing, and you're still working at the school as a substitute teacher. And I've been lifting heavy. You are a superwoman. And if anybody ever has a chance, you must go to a Karen Miles meetup. They're usually free, and you just come, and it's just the best. It's just this feel to it that's just amazing. I don't know. I will be back at a Karen Miles meetup for sure.
My meetups aren't usually one day. It's not the show up at 2, have the 4-hour meal, and go home. We do stuff the day before. We do stuff the next day. Usually involves hiking, sometimes the day of the meetup. And it usually involves pickleball the day after the meetup. So, yeah.
And eating meat.
Oh, eating lots of meat.
And lots of prizes.
I try to get nice prizes. Yep. And I've gotten some little gatherings when I get together with some of my local peeps. It's just like, hey, let's get together. Let's get Airbnb and let's hang out. A couple of years ago, Christmas time, my Midwest peeps, who were like 6 of us, we were going to get together and go to Chicago for the day. I'm 2.5 hours from downtown Chicago. I'm in Western Illinois. I have Kathy David, my friend in Milwaukee. She's like an hour and a half from downtown. My friend Meat and Coffee Buzz, Amy, she's like 2.5 hours from downtown. My buddy Kelly Myers, Central Illinois, she's like 2 hours. And another girl, Trisha, in Indiana, she's like, I don't know, an hour and a half. So we all said, let's take the train into the city. We'll spend the day and we'll go home. So I have to drive an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes to get to my train. That's going to take another hour and a half to get to the city. Like, it's a big thing. It's an all-day thing. Same thing reverse coming home. So we all plan on meeting. Let's meet at 10:30 at this one coffee shop. So we all meet at this coffee shop and we're sitting around, and I invited my other Midwest peeps. Remember Dunya that you made, Adrian? Dunya, remember Dunya? Anyway, and some other people we invited. So there's just a small group of us, and we're in the coffee shop talking and talking. Kelly Myers, my buddy, you met Kelly, Adrian, taps me on the shoulder and says, look. And I look at the window, and there's two ladies going, like, that's Audra. Wait, what? That's Jackie. Jackie and Audra. Jackie flew in from Washington State to Chicago the night before. Audra flew in from North Carolina the night before. They were in cahoots with Kelly Meyer, and Kelly Hogan knew all about it too, little stinker, and didn't tell me. And they were all in cahoots, and they came and surprised us. And I said, oh, man, I wish I knew. I would have brought a change of clothes and my toothbrush and got a hotel. They said, oh, honey, we took care of that. Kelly Meyer got a hotel, so we're all staying in 2 rooms. I'm like, yes. So that was amazing. So we had an overnight and spent all night together. And we all took off in the morning, but it was magical. It's magical. Friends, carnivore friends are something else. Oh, Audra's going to be on the show in 2 weeks.
Yeah, awesome. Audra's our guest in I think the week after next, I believe, because I was just checking our calendar, and I'm excited to meet her. That I've seen her. I think I even saw her at Hack Your Health. I think she might have been there, and I didn't get to introduce myself, but okay. I'm excited to meet her. Yeah. So my question is, when you went from low carb to carnivore, because you heard Dr. Berry talking about it, did you just jump in kind of cold turkey? Did you have any symptoms doing that? And then what is a typical day of eating? Like, what kind of carnivore are you? Like, what do you include?
First of all, I jumped right in. I did low carb, so it was an easy transition. It was really hard for me to eat more fat. How do you eat that fat off a ribeye? My husband still can't eat that fat, so I slide extra butter on a lot of the stuff. I cook for him, like eggs. I put a bunch of butter on, stuff like that. Adrian, you're in 2 places. So I just went straight to it, and I didn't have any effects because I was already doing low carb. Oh, yes, I did. All right. I had diarrhea for a while. The first meal, I had a big fatty ribeye. I wasn't eating it. Like, I didn't even make it. And I ate the fat. I'm like, I ate the fat. And I didn't even make it through the whole thing. And I had to go leave, excuse myself, and take care of some business. I'm like, wow. So I was loosey-goosey for a while. Actually, before I talk about what I eat, here's my tip. If you're loosey-goosey, I was loosey-goosey for a while. Now I take iodine, 4 drops of iodine every day. And I drink that along with, I do vitamin D, K2 for some heart issues that I might have been having, maybe, or might have, but maybe not. Follow up on that soon. So those are the only supplements I take. I do 4 drops of vitamin D, K2. I just upped it from 2 to 4 this week, and 4 drops of Lugel's 2% iodine in a shot glass. And then I do that same thing for my husband, but I give him a tablespoon of MCT oil. I don't want the extra calories. So I don't add it. I occasionally do. And then I top the shot glass off with electrolytes. Redmond's Relay is what I mostly use. And we'll do a shot in 1 and cheers. And that's my shot every morning. Meeting Wellness. Who's an affiliate of what? Oak.
I'm a Keto Chow affiliate. So they were asking about, she was saying she wanted Karen was saying she wanted some Coco Loco, but she's waiting for the Black Friday sale. And I didn't click the button soon enough to get included in their Black Friday promo. And I know Adrian is also an affiliate, so she might be the one to go through on that, Karen. I missed it by like a day. I'm like, dang it. But yes, I love the salty electrolytes, and the Coco Loco are delicious.
Good. That's great. I've had a couple. I think I had the orange, and it reminded me too much of Tang when I was a kid, and I wasn't a big fan. Sorry. Okay, what do I eat in carnivore? I do bacon and eggs for breakfast. I do any leftover meat. I might have chicken thighs for breakfast. I do whatever. I might have porterhouse for any meal of the day. I'll dehydrate meats. I retired 1.5 years ago, and some of my good friends gifted me with some really amazing carnivore gifts. One is an air fryer. One is a meat slicer. One is a soda stream. I mean, I'm like, holy cow, I got these cute little plates I use all the time. I mean, I got some really cool gifts, and those are two really cool gifts. So I dehydrate at least once a week. I love it. My buddy Tammy turned me on to really thin sliced pork loin. I had that when we had a Vegas meetup, and she brought a whole bunch there. Yeah. So I eat any meats. I do dairy. I do actually this. If anybody wants to join December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Jackie Jam and I, along with Serena, and maybe some others, are going to do a sardine fast. I haven't advertised it. Jackie put something out, and I did in the comments. Join us. So if anybody wants to join December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, join us, Adrian. I stole some of the ones I bought for you. So we're going to do a
Okay, I absolutely have to chime in here. So my son's school does a food drive. Karen, you're gonna laugh. My son's school does a food drive every year, and because he's in the FFA, Future Farmers of America, it's part of the, like, they get points for their grade for like every can they bring in. So Adrian, I bet you know I'm about to say that I donated all the sardines that I cannot stand. I bought all these sardines thinking, yes, I'm gonna suck it up and do a sardine fast. No.
Don't tell me. It was in water. Were there ones in water?
I think the ones I donated were in olive oil. They were not the ones in water.
Not soybean oil.
But I thought, no, not soybean oil. They were in olive oil. They were King Oscars in olive oil.
Now
and I tried them.
Kitty, you should have mailed those to me. I'm just kidding.
Well, I donated them.
Well, good. That's good protein.
We'll get some good protein. Yes.
Were they in the box, or were they in like a pouch, a plasticky bag?
No, not a pouch, in a tin.
Because some of them, they're in a tin, and what in the box are good. Some of them in the pouch have the tails on them. And I don't mind.
There was
they
no
have
tails.
The backbones in them, and they have the skin. I don't mind those at all. I like them. Adrian, you like the ones? I know. Close your ears, Cristie.
I like the skin.
You like the skin, you like the backbones, and I do too. So my son
Good for you.
Was sticking his nose up at me saying, oh, sardines, gross. Guess what? He said, can I try one? I'm like, yeah. I said, oh, these are good. Guess what? Now he eats sardines. So a lot of times if I'm going to be gone, I got something going on, there's always meat in the refrigerator, but we have a mother load of sardines, and I just ordered another case because I'm going to do this sardine fast. So I want to make sure I have some, and I'm going to be gone a couple days in December, and I want to make sure he's got sardines that he could eat.
I gave it a good try twice. Twice I did it, but I'm like, I was like gagging. I'm like, nope, this is not worth it.
My buddy
they got
Jackie,
donated.
Good for you. My buddy Jackie Jam and I have a YouTube channel called Carnivore Twins. Check us out, you guys. Bruce, go ahead, you guys, all that people in there. Booby, go in there and check out the Carnivore Twins. Go subscribe. We haven't put anything out in a while. Jackie's really busy with her mom and dad with some health issues, and we haven't done anything in a while. But anyway, we invited people 2 years ago to a sardine party, and we had like 70 people at this sardine party, and 8 of those 70 people tried sardines for the first time, which is pretty cool. Linda the Carnitarian was there. Kelly Hogan was there. Steak and Butter Gal was there. Lady Carnivore was there. Anybody in chat? Tammy, were you there? Cindy, were you there? Type it in the chat if you were there at that party. It was fun. We said we want to have one again, maybe in January, and invite people to come. It was a good time.
Since you brought it up, I'm just going to show your
thanks.
Channel here. And I was looking, I actually watched that when I was researching sardine fasting, and it came up.
For real. There's our Carnivore Christmas Crashers. That's when Jackie and Audrey came and surprised us. It's over there on the left. We've done butter boards when that big craze was going on. We gave some Christmas ideas. Jackie and I were together numerous times. We celebrated a 2.5-year anniversary. We need to do a 5-year anniversary because we're both. She's like 2 weeks behind me. There's the sardine challenge right there. Yeah. Oh, I got head cheese. Somebody made head cheese and they gave me some. We're just a fun channel. We do some fun things. Thanks, Bruce. Oh, thanks, Booby. You guys, if anybody's in the Midwest, I have meetups in Chicago every summer. Are you guys on Instagram? Karen.s. miles.3. That's what it is. I have to think of it. So a lot of people think when they first see me, they think my name is Karen Smiles. They don't see the period. Karen Smiles. There it is. There's my page, but it's Karen Miles. Oh, there's that panettone bread. You guys see that box right there? There's that bread I was talking right there. There's that bread I was talking about that's in the box. It's got a dome to it, but that's the stuff that made me go carnivore. It's me and my granddaughter.
My favorite, if you follow Karen, is the stories and every day, make it a great day. And I wish I had my mug, but we're moving. And I moved the mug to the new house because the coffee pot went to the new house already.
So my friends, I'm making a great day. I'm talking about the meetup I had this summer in Chicagoland. We stay at a hotel a couple of nights because we want to have a good time, not just the one night in and town and out of town. So a bunch of us stayed in the hotel. That picture that Adrian just showed, that picture of the whole group of us. So we're having coffee. We come to coffee. I said, you guys, let's go down to the hotel. We're going to go have coffee. Let's go downstairs and go have coffee. And my roommates are like, we'll meet you down there. Go ahead. Go down there. I'm like, come on, I'll wait for you. No, go down there. I'm thinking, that's weird. I went to the other room. Come on, let's go for coffee. Oh, we'll meet you down there. I'm like, what's up with that? That's weird. So I went down myself, and Linda from Massachusetts was down there with a coffee mug. I'm thinking, she's got a coffee mug? This hotel doesn't have mugs. They have these insulated cups. She said, yeah, when I travel, I like to bring my own mug, and I like to feel. I'm like, okay. I just met Linda. I know from Instagram. Like, all right, that's a little different, but okay, it's interesting. So here comes all the other girls all down at one time. And they, hey, how you doing? Hey, Linda and I are like, hey, how you doing? And they come and they turn their coffee mugs. And they all have different types of coffee mugs with my face on it, my sticker that says, Karen, make it a great day. And with my name and my Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they handed me one. My buddy Meat and Coffee Buzz had these stickers made, and everybody had these mugs, and they put them on, and they gave them out at the meetup, and it was pretty darn special. Thank you, Bruce. Hit me up on Instagram so I know who you are, Bruce. Thank you. That's Bruce. I don't know you, Bruce. Are you following me on Instagram? Just hit me up. Say hi. I'll follow you back if you're on there. But I was touched by that. And then Amy gave me some, the ones were left over, not a motherload of them, not a whole bunch. And then Amy said, I have some people know about this and they want them. So she said, I have 10, I'm sending out. And she gave me like 15. Some people like, I want some. So I sent them out as well. And a couple to my local friends that know all about my carnivore lifestyle and support. My friends are awesome. My family's awesome. They all support me. So we were going to have the best cheerleader. Thanks, Tammy. If I was to have a name, like a lot of people have, the Biggest Loser Carnivore or whatever, I would probably be the carnivore cheerleader. Because before I ever put anything on Instagram, I would, Judy, you're doing a great job. What a great story. This is great. This is great. You know, and all the, you know, and then when they'd answer me, and Lady Carnivore and Kelly, I'm like, they're talking back to me. Cool. You know, I'm like, I was really impressed. So when people hit me up, talk to me for the first time, I always try to talk back to them, because somebody talked back to me the first time, I sent them a message and I want to return. Yeah.
I've always found you to be so positive, and I do have a question, but first I'm just going to shamelessly show this really cute picture. That's Karen. What is this, Bessie? What's the cow's name?
Bessie the cow.
Bessie and my boys.
So the Carnivore Doctor has amazing meetups. If you could get to any one of hers anywhere, but her one's in Jersey. There it is. There's that big one, the big one that makes you sleep well. Oh, there's that last meetup in Chicago. But the Carnivore Doctor has amazing meetups. I've been to every one but this last one in Jersey because my husband was just diagnosed and I couldn't leave him. I could at that point. I had bought my ticket and the whole bit. I tried to give my ticket away and whatever. But anyway, she has amazing meetups. And one year she had Bessie the cow. The first meetup I went to hers, it was during the big C word when everything was locked up. And she had a meetup, and there were 8 of us there. Gigi, not Gigi Jane that ate all the sardines, but another Gigi was there and sat next to me. And then when I found her on Instagram a couple of years ago, I'm like, you're the Gigi I met. And I've met her numerous times since. I love her. It was just 8 of us sitting around the table. And I had texted her the night before because she had gave us all her phone numbers, because it's a small group, gave us all her phone numbers. And I was in New Jersey, staying 3 miles from where that carnivore doctor lives. And I was playing pickleball, and I'm like, oh, Lisa lives right around here. I'm going to go scope it out. And I drove down. It was like a half a mile away. I'm like, I looked at her Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's where she lives. I know where she lives. So I'm kind of like stalking her. So I parked my car, and I texted her. I said, hey, this is Karen Miles. I'm going to be at your meetup tomorrow, but I just got done playing pickleball at blah, blah, blah park that she knows. I said, you want to go walk on the boardwalk? And I didn't hear back. I'm like, darn it. She's busy, whatever, darn it. So I called my husband, and I'm walking around the boardwalk, and I'm like, it's getting dark. I better go home. So I walked to my car, look at my phone. I'm talking to him for like 45 minutes. Hang up, and she had sent me a message a half an hour earlier. Yeah, Karen, I'd love to walk with you. I'm like, ah. So I text her, okay, I'm right here. So here she comes walking up to me. It's pitch black out. She doesn't know me from Adam. I think maybe she followed me because I said I was going to go to the meetup. I have like 500 followers, not even. So I go meet her, and I know she is a big smile and hug. And we've been friends since. So I went to that meetup, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. The next year, so I'm from New Jersey. I live in Illinois. So I stay with my brother. So I'm not out paying for a hotel and everything like that. So it's, I go every summer in July anyway. So she had one in July, and we talked. She said, when do you usually come out? And I told her, and she did it in that window. I gave her like a 3-week, 4-week window, and she did it during that. Like, oh my gosh, thank you. So that first one that was super big, I went to that, and I was telling some of my friends about it. They're like, well, you're going? I'm going to go too. And I was telling Kelly that like my buddy, Kelly Hogan, we talk like every day. I just love her so much. We're pretty good friends. So I said, hey, Lisa's going to have a meetup. You should go. And she's like, yeah. And then she said, hey, I said, Bella's going to go. I said, she's going to go. And I said, you should come. She's like, when is it? When? I told her, she said, well, if Bella's going and Lisa's I'm going to go too. I'm like, yes. So then the meetup blew up. It was huge. So that was great. So that's when I met Jackie for the first time. That's when I met a ton of people for the first time. It was wonderful. And then the next year, I'm like, I'm going again. So a whole bunch it was just great to meet all these amazing people that you talk to on Instagram, that you see on YouTube. To finally meet these people is pretty amazing. So
it sounds like the keys to happiness are eat meat, make friends that eat meat, and get some sun and tape your mouth.
There you go. What else? And eat sardines. Did you say that?
Oh yeah, and sardine fast here and there. I want to show this real quick.
Oh, look at that. Look at all those mugs. And then she made other ones, these round ones too, that are red.
You can't see it, but it says, make it a great day underneath. So every morning that I have my coffee, it's like, oh, I'm going to have a great day now. I actually do have a question, Karen.
Yes.
One of the things that you're pretty famous for that I think is so helpful to our audience is you had some weight loss with Carnivore, and then you eased up a little bit and you had some weight gain. And then you played around until you could figure it out. So I'd like to know, what did you do? And do you still have to do that? Or were you able to just kind of maintain after that?
Okay.
This is a tough one.
No, I spilled water. It's making me think. So at one point, I was 65 pounds lighter than my heaviest. I was getting 65 pounds lost. And I lost a bunch with low carb. But then, like I said, I'm getting hot now. So things weren't perfect with low carb. So I went to Carnivore, and I lost on Carnivore, not a bunch. I lost, but I had all these non-scale victories. And I did lose some, and I felt fitter. I felt so much better. And I was just eating intuitively. What's that mean, Karen? It means eat whatever you want, whenever you want. I pretty much always ate 3 meals a day. Sometimes I do 2, but almost always 3 meals a day. Really, my whole life. Tammy, I second that. My closest friends I met because of Carnivore. Really, there's some amazing close friends. Cindy, you too. And Fly Lady, yes, those are my group. Anyway, so I ate whatever I wanted to eat, and then a couple of years ago, a bunch of people we did high fat, low carb. And checked our ketones and checked that. Well, I ended up gaining weight by doing that. That did not work for Karen Miles. The 80% fat macros, that didn't work for me. And I put on weight, I put on some weight. And they're like, oh, what am I going to do different? So I played around with a ton of things because why not? It's fun. Kelly Hogan plays around all the time. Lisa, Carnivore Diet plays around. You play around. I mean, it's fun to play. It's fun to play around. Am I looking for a magic weight to get to? No, I mean, I feel good now. I would still like to lose 10. So I'm 10 pounds up from my heaviest. And
From your lightest.
From my lightest. Thank you. Thank you. And I lost some this summer, but guess what? I'm putting it back on again. So I'm like, darn it. I'm not moving as much as I did this summer, and I need to move more. I had a goal. I was telling my buddy Audra this spring. I said, Audra, I want to look good in my pickleball skirts when I play pickleball. That's my goal. I want to lose the 10 pounds to get there. And then I think I lost like 6 pounds or 5 pounds. She's like, Karen, try it on. No, it won't fit me till I lose that 10. Try it on, Karen, try it. So finally, I got him out. I put him away. I got him out. I'm like, try on my favorite one. I tried on, took a picture. I'm like, Audra, it fits. It fits. Thanks for encouraging me to turn it on, put it on. It fits. I was so excited about that. So I have a few of them. I wore them all summer. When I went to one of my meetups this summer, I brought my 2 other ones and shared them with some other people. So that's kind of fun. So, yeah, so I'm still playing. I play around with fat fasts every now and then. Yesterday I did one. I ate heavy whipping cream all day. Heavy whipping cream.
That's the best fast I've ever heard of.
It's like,
please tell me you lost 10 pounds.
I lost 0.3. 0.3. Whatever. I didn't gain. Who could eat ice cream all day, carnivore ice cream, and not gain weight? What's in my ice cream? I do like 9 ounces of heavy whipping cream and 2 eggs. I froth up the heavy whipping cream with my little hand frother, make it thick, beat up 2 egg yolks, throw it in there, a little vanilla, sometimes a little salt, and eat that. Sometimes when I do a fat fast, I don't add protein, but sometimes I'll make it for my husband. I'll put a little prime protein in there and give it to him. Actually, I gave him a little bit to make him be quiet while I'm on this call. I'm like, here, go in the other room. Here's some ice cream for you. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So earlier you talked about a lot of doctors. Do any of the doctors know that you or your husband are doing carnivore, and how do they react to that?
Yes, they do. But I tell some people, new people, just tell them you do low carb. Don't tell me you do carb. Just tell me you do low carb or keto. You're not lying. You're just doing a low carb. So my doctor knows. My doctor is the one that told me you should do low carb. I said, this was when I was a lot heavier. I said, I've done low carb before. I've done it 2 other times and lost weight. I'll do it again because my numbers were high. I went off my cholesterol pills on my own and my numbers were high. That's when I was just eating standard American junk. So I said, don't rush me. Let me try it on my own. Okay. I said, give me 3 months. He said, I'll give you 6 months. I'm like, okay. So I did low carb. And then I progressed 2 years later into carnivore, and he does know. And I did share Dr. Berry, Whole Foods, yeah, and no sugar, no grain. I shared Dr. Berry's. I wrote down a couple of Kelly's site and Dr. Berry's sites. And check out Dr. Berry first. And he did check 2 videos out. And he said, yeah, but that Dr. Berry sells books. He's trying to sell books. I'm like, he's not trying to sell books. I said, he's got a book now that he doesn't really practice anymore. He helps so many people, putting out a YouTube video with thousands of watching. He's not looking at, sells books, great. But yeah.
Should we do the meaty wheel? Did we tell
time
Karen about the meaty wheel? We didn't even.
Oh, I told her, but I had to rush through it. I told her we'd be spinning a wheel. And you know what? She seems like the type that will be excited for the meaty wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it on up here. All right, Karen, this is our meaty wheel. We have it all set up just for you. I'm going to give it a spin, and it's going to hunt down a question for you.
Whew. You going to read it? It's small. Do you
Okay,
believe
we
that
don't believe that a carnivore diet is suitable for everyone, or do you think it's a more individualized approach?
I think everybody could benefit from it. It's a proper human diet. Like Dr. Berry says, you're not eating processed foods. I mean, keto stuff even has a lot of processed food. So I say it could be for everybody. Does everybody need to do it? No. They might have some healing and they could back off and do other things. By the way, I do have to say, I occasionally do a little bit of fruit, occasionally. And usually it's with my grandkids. I do. Occasionally, once or twice a month, but it's usually with my grandkids. I do. I'm not going to lie. That's my only really cheat. But
So you're still whole foods.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Awesome. Well, gosh, Karen, we've absolutely loved having you. Did we warn you about the roar?
I do know about the roar. I watched your channel before, girls.
Well, if you'd like to participate, I'm going to count down for all of the audience that's out there. First of all, thank you guys so much for being here. Secondly, if you could just put your roars in the chat, we'll be sure to pop them up. Are you ready? All right. 3, 2, 1.
Roar!
Thanks for having me on, ladies. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, you guys, for coming in the chat. I recognize numerous people. Woo! Thanks, Mike. Picanha roar, Eric. Yes, I love that.
Thank you, Eric.
You don't even know this. Karen was the one that told me about picanha, and she has a whole picanha highlight that taught me how to cook the picanha. And do you have a YouTube video on picanha, or is it the highlights?
A highlight. The circles on the top of Instagram are the highlights. Yeah, check them out. Yeah.
Well, Adrian, you should have said it sooner. We have a picanha banner, and it was way.
Shoot!
Dang it. No. So I'm just teasing. Next time, I will pick your brain about picanha because it's my personal favorite cut.
It's way up there for me.
Yes, the picanha sisterhood. Yes, thank you, Mike.
Ribeyes #1, but picanha's way up there for me.
Super good.
Me too. Like we're gonna have it tomorrow and maybe 2 days from now.
I might. I think
I had it today.
I have a hard time finding it. So if I find it, I get it. I have to
We have one of our 3 Walmarts. I go up there. I take all of them home with me and freeze them.
Wow.
If you're my friend, that's what I gift people nowadays is picanha.
Wow.
Hey, Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving's coming. You guys are all welcome for that hot tip.
Nice. That is outstanding. So,
my goodness.
For having me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Make it a great night.
From all of us here at Lioness Lifestyle Live, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you'll come back and see us next Tuesday, you guys. We're going to have Courtney Luna.
Oh,
so
Courtney.
You don't want to miss that. She's the best. We'll see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, aka 8 p.m. Eastern. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, ladies. Have a good night, everybody.